Welcome back to the Fandamentals podcast where we talk all things related to sports. Man, what's up?
Sure, man. Nothing. Chilling like usual. What's good? What's good?
Nothing, man. I know you watched the finals. I, I you know, Boston was the
You
better team. You know what I mean?
you sure there
Like
was a game
just
on last night?
right. Yeah. It didn't look like it,
Oh, it
right?
was just, I ain't know a game was on. It was
Yeah.
yeah, they were the better team, man. I mean, at the end of the day, they were the better team. Dallas didn't play good. I mean, they
No.
just never played up to their caliber. I mean, to be honest with you, Luka played like Luka normally plays, but
Yeah.
everybody else just man, didn't
Yeah.
expect that. I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't expect it to be like that. I thought it'd
Right.
be a
Right.
lot tighter.
Mm-hmm.
But Kyrie couldn't get over his demons out there in Boston. The boys got his number, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody else just didn't show up. I mean, supporting cast really didn't show up either. So it was like
Yeah.
it was just terrible. And
It
once again,
was.
they got out rebounded by guards.
Yeah, Drew Holiday. I'm like every time I turned around, he was snatching another rebound. Like,
Yep, he had 11. He had
yeah,
11. White had 8.
eight. Yeah, it. I was. I don't. My big thing, man. Like, you know, with Luka, man, I saw like in terms of the totality of the finals, especially after like Game Three, I saw a lot of people like saying he needs to get in shape, right? So, and my
Mm-hmm.
counter to that is like I know that was one of the headlines and people like kind of just ran with that. But he played 40 plus minutes in every game of the finals. Um, he even though not all the games he was efficient shooting, he still was putting up points. And they
Mm-hmm.
were saying like obviously we know at times he's a defensive liability, but he's also facing an injury, right? To not,
Yeah.
I mean, like more than one injury, and he didn't make no excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Like he owned that. But my thing is, how are we telling somebody that scoring 26 plus points every game, playing 40 plus minutes every game, and we're saying he needs to get in shape? On top of that, like when he fouled out in game three, that's not like it's some reoccurring thing that he does all the time. Secondly,
Yeah.
when he fouled out on that play, like he was seconds off from being in position. Like he's
Yeah.
trying to get in
Really.
position to take a charge to get the ball back for his team. So,
Yep.
like I saw he faced a lot of scrutiny for that, and I'm like, dude, like, what did you want him to do in that situation? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I guess they
let
wanted
them
him to
drive
play
to the lane.
Olay defense so he can be scrutinized for that too. Uh,
Exactly, because if
I
he didn't
mean,
do nothing, they would have said he wasn't playing defense. But he
yep,
tried to take the charge. He tried to get in position, and like I said, he was second. I mean, like he was like not even a second off. I mean, he was very close to being in position, right? So like
yeah, for real.
I don't like the scrutiny that he faced with that, man.
Yeah, I think it's just because he's a superstar of the team, and you got to take more on the chin than everybody else. I mean, because like to me, I'm not looking at Luca for majority of that because we know he was already playing injured. It's been
Hmm.
documented. He was injured almost the whole playoffs. I
Right,
mean, even going into the T Wolves series, he was already banged up bad. So
right.
for him to put up the numbers that he put up dealing with the injury, I mean,
Hmm.
you got reports of him taking injections before a game. Come on, man. I mean, the man's
Right.
compromised. So it's like, okay, he ain't making no excuse, but I'm going to sit here and say, well, you get out there and say you need to be in shape, but you're playing with an injury.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
for real, it's hard to play with an injury. No excuses, of course, that's part of the game. but he
Right.
was playing. He played pretty well
Hmm.
with an injury.
Yeah.
Where is the rest of his teammates?
Yeah.
This ain't a one man band. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's the
Exactly.
face, but Kyrie ain't show up in none of the road games.
Mm-mm.
He played well in two home games, and where's the other people at? Where's the supporting cast at? Like
Yes.
that's why you got like 12 members on your team, 15
Hmm.
on the bench. It's because you're gonna need people to step in and step up.
Right.
When your star player is banged up like he is, like everybody wants to try to jump down his throat, but it ain't his fault. I mean, he played his heart out.
Yeah,
I mean,
he did.
how much you want him to do? He, so
Yeah.
I mean, I look at everybody else. I don't blame Luka now. Luka has always been a defensive liability. We know ever since he's been in the game, he's not a
Yeah.
defensive player. He's never been a defensive player. He's
Right.
played better over the years defensively, but we don't know him for that. First of all, this whole get in shape stuff, he seems to be in pretty good shape to me.
Yeah.
As far
I
as
agree.
if that's out of shape Luca, then I don't want to know what in shape Luca would be.
Right. Right.
That's
Right.
almost like back in
Exactly.
the, you know what I'm saying? That's like back in the day when you talk about, well, Shaq wasn't in shape. So if Shaq not in shape is doing 29 and 10 and 15, whatever, 29-12 a game.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what a dang Shaq is going to do when he's in full fledged
Yeah.
shape. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, well, if that's an out of shape Luca, then imagine what he probably could do in shape. But
Right.
regardless of how in shape you are, if you are injured, injuries doesn't matter how good you are, how in shape you are, how much you take care of your body. Freak accidents happen, things
Happen.
always happen. It just
Hmm.
doesn't matter. You can't predict it. You know what I'm saying? You can go, I mean, people, basketball players, sports players in general, just because you see them out on that court or on that field or wherever they're doing every single game, does that mean that these people ain't banged up bad? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, or banged up or got some nicks, bruises, or whatever. They just playing through it. So I don't like that whole narrative that they put out there with him talking about he needs to be in shape, better shape. He looked good to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that's his
I
shape, I don't want to know what he's gonna be, and then imagine what he's gonna do when if that's out of
in
shape.
shape.
Imagine what he will do in shape.
Yeah. And like you it's clear. Obviously, the rest of the team didn't show up, right?
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, man, I don't know. Kyrie has played bad in Boston since he left Boston, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I now I do like after the game, he went and shook all of their hands on Boston.
Yeah.
Shook Coach Zula's hand, and then he waited for his team and he hugged his team as they came off the court, like and he said, like they earned it, like and had high praise for them, and that was a graceful way of handling that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about Boston for him. I don't know if it is a mental thing or if it's a matchup thing, and they just know how to take him out of the game defensively. I mean, yeah, they
I
played
think.
really good defense on him,
Mm-hmm.
but like you mentioned, in the two games at home, he did fine,
Yeah.
right? And so obviously there is playing in Boston has some part in it. Like it
Yeah.
may not be the total package, but there's some part in it.
Yeah. But I think it just falls into that category. Some teams just got your number. Some
Yeah.
teams, typically they can play you better than anybody else. I mean, Boston has big guards. Boston has a lot of people that can switch on them. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? They can cause a lot of problems. Then you're talking about like, even with having Porzingis for a little bit of time, especially in the first two games in Boston, he's
Right.
out there clogging up the hole, causing you to take, shots that you wouldn't normally take because you got to shoot over a 7'4", seven foot
Right.
three guy. That's a whole different story But when you got people that are like really solid defensive teams, like Boston is a solid defensive team all around. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you're going against, it's not like you got anybody that you can that's gonna lay off you. You know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
he's going out there, then you got they're gonna put Holiday on him. If Holiday don't guard him, White's a good defensive player for what I'm saying, for a guard. If he ain't
Hmm.
guarding him, they gonna put Brown on him.
Yeah.
Jalen Brown he's really dug in defensively this year. So it's like when you got multiple ways to scheme against him, not only just him, but like with Dallas, I mean, unless they get lucky and get somebody else that's going to go off on, the third person or fourth person that can go off, you
Hmm.
only guarding Luka and Kyrie, and that's all you're really worried about for the most part. They took away the lob. You know what I'm saying? They took away a lot of things that was working for Dallas. So you just have to give them their respects. They play a well-rounded defensive game against all of them, and
Yeah.
so I mean, it's just kind of it is that thing that you play at home. A lot of players play really well at home, but then
Hmm.
when they go on the road, they ain't got the same. It's different because you're not you. I mean, you people don't think it's really it's the same rim, yeah, but it's not the same atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm playing on the road. I ain't got 50,000, like 30,000, 16,000 fans heckling me, trying to
Right.
distract me while I'm sitting here shooting this ball. Meanwhile, when I'm at home, it can be hush mouth. You know what I'm saying? Or I can get amped up from the crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's weird how it works, but I mean that's why home court advantage is literally called home court advantage.
Yeah.
Players just do not play at the same level on the road as they do at home a lot of times, and he just fell victim to that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of.
Yeah.
I think it is a lot of pressure for him to go there. He ain't making no excuses about it. They just got his number. That's just really what it is. They know how to game plan against them and play him.
Yeah. 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 And the thing is, like you mentioned with the crowd heckling. I mean, historically, players have mentioned how terrible it is in Boston with
Hmm.
some of the things that they say. So I mean, even based on some of the things that I've seen on just social media from Boston fans, they can be unruly. So yeah, I mean, I with somebody.
Boston, Philly.
Yeah, yeah, another yeah. And you have a handful of players that does not bother. I mean, you have,
Hmm.
and that's all about mental. I like we had mentioned before about like Luka. That stuff don't bother him because
Yeah,
he's been playing pro since he was basically a kid,
yeah,
and he's played in war torn countries. Like so
exactly.
that element. That's something that he can deal with. As I think it seems that most European players do better with that. Based on
Hmm.
just from what I could tell. I don't know that
Yeah.
to be true, but I
It
mean
kind
it
of makes
seems.
it kind of makes sense though because they're grown. They grow into a college, not a college atmosphere. I'm tripping. They grow into a more professional atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? They're used
Yeah,
to the professional environment because all they do, they first of all, they play against grown men
yeah,
from
yeah,
young age. They playing against grown men. European ball, you're playing from people your age up to grown men. So you're technically playing in the NBA. Might not be the
yeah,
same talent level, but sometimes it is because some of those, a lot of those players that are playing in the Euro League and stuff are ex NBA
yeah,
players.
yeah,
So you're playing with grown men, and when you grow into that, you're not going to be phased by a lot of the stuff that somebody who's only played college ball or maybe gone from high school to the NBA, you ain't used to the professional crowd, the real, what I'm saying? Now I know college definitely you got it, you know what I'm saying, with
yeah,
people that rivalry games, you're used to those type of pressure games, but you're still going against your peers, you know what I'm saying? People your age group, you're not going against grown men that's also going to cause problems, you know what I'm saying?
right.
So it's just not the same environment. So the Euro people, they they're built more for the professional game than a lot of our players, like in the states, because they're
Yeah.
not groomed for that. Now, those that are in the G League might be a little bit more adapted, that go from high school to G League. You know, they got that avenue now. So
Right.
you might get a little more of that in the G League, that they come because that's just going from a high school, an amateur, to a professional level of ball playing. You know,
Right.
so
Right. Right.
it's different. It's always it's different in that level. So I
Yeah.
believe they handle it better because they're more poised. A lot of times, you look at some of the European players, they don't seem a lot rattled. Like, it's like, look at Jokic. He don't never seem
Yeah.
like he's rattled ever
No.
about
Yeah.
anything. You know,
Yeah.
we know Luka ain't rattled by anything. You
Right.
could look at a lot of players and just tell that they don't really get phased by the noise, like that are really ones that done came from overseas. It's like they don't really look like, it's like this is just another game.
Yeah.
Everybody else might be like, yeah, they looking over their shoulder. They mad. Somebody done said something about they, they family, or
Yeah.
somebody done did something in the crowd, and now you rattle a little bit, and they done got up under
Hmm.
your skin because you might not have been in that professional level for a while. But people like Kyrie, they've been in the league for a long time, so you would think that
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
should be able to
Adjusted
handle
to.
that right now.
Yeah.
You are a 9, 8, 9, 10 year professional now. It's
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's tight. Yeah. Yeah.
Block out that
No.
noise and just get to work.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree 1000%. I definitely think, like some of the younger guys on the team, it being in the finals, they kind of get a pass, but your guys like Kyrie, man, um, they gotta, and I was even like players like Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm really curious why he didn't play so much. I'm like,
Yeah,
they didn't mention any injuries. He really didn't play much, and he is deemed a scorer, but he has some experience in the league, and he's been in some big moments. And so I was a little. I'm still wondering.
yeah,
Like, I still need some answers to that.
yeah, yeah. That one was kind of weird to me, being how
Yeah.
he has been. Just the offense that he can provide for your team when you need it, and you don't really play him in a bigger stage. It's
Hmm.
kind of like, what happened there? Like, did he get in the doghouse for something that he done did? You know what I'm saying? Type like,
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. That's a mystery to me. I would have played him, at least see what he
Yeah.
got. You know what I'm saying? Not in crunch time, trash minutes neither. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have
Yeah.
played him, at least play him in the first
Yeah.
few quarters, to see what he's going to bring to the table for you, and then, you know, if it doesn't work, then I can understand you kind of
Yeah.
gonna put you on the back seat for a little bit, but at least get him out there early so the man can get his shots up or whatever. Because
Yeah.
he's a big player. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
can
He
hit
is.
big shots. So
Yeah.
I don't know that one. I got to question Jason Kidd's theory on that part there. What was your thinking at there, buddy? Like, we
Yeah.
just
Me.
went get ready to praise you about how you adjust, and now
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like, bro, you didn't
Yeah.
adjust much in this whole entire series. You got people you
Serious.
ain't even want to play.
Yeah.
You got one of the Morris brothers on the bench just buried there for no reason. Like,
Yeah. He didn't even play
try
at
different.
all.
Yeah, it's like, try different things. Things ain't
Yeah.
working. You go with different things. Like, try those
Different
players, see what they
rotations.
got. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Who do you think?
That's
Who do you think? Who do you think? Because I personally believe Jalen Brown, deserve to get that Finals MVP.
MVP. Yeah,
Yeah, but some people think Tatum should have got it. I
no,
I think I think what it came down to was Jalen Brown was consistent throughout the
yeah,
finals,
yeah.
and I think
I
that's
mean,
really what it came down to.
a lot of people recency bias. You know how it goes.
Yeah,
The recent last few games, Tatum has balled out. Give him his
yeah,
props. That's good, but I'm not going to base my thought process on the last two games. Yeah,
yeah,
he's done did other things to help, but Brown has too. Brown has
yeah.
done. He's been more consistent. He's throughout the whole entire finals. To me, yeah, he didn't have astounding numbers every game, but we're talking about consistency, and I think he
Yeah.
was more consistent than Jason Tatum. Tatum did good the last 2, 3 games. I would say even the ones where he wasn't shooting well, he's found other ways to kind of contribute. But Brown did the same thing. So and then Brown, I think the way he played defense also helped him with that whole entire win that. And I believe he
Yeah.
deserved it. He deserved it.
Uh,
They got it right to me.
I think they got it right too. And you could even, I mean, honestly, between between Jalen Brown, Tatum, and even Drew Holiday,
Yep, I was just about to say that.
you could argue who was most important in to this finals because all three of them played a vital role. But I honestly think Drew Holiday and Jalen Brown were the most uh, important in what they did in terms of winning the
Hmm.
finals.
Yeah, I feel
You
this. I feel
know,
the same way. I feel the same way. I think Jalen Brown he deserved it. Drew Holiday is
mhm,
another one that actually the numbers don't look like they don't jump off the charts at you, but
mhm,
look at his impact. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Just watch his impact on the game. He's a guard that's getting 11 rebounds. You know how many loose ball rebounds and that opened up second chance shots for them to get players in the game that he
mhm,
grabbed throughout the series.
yeah,
It was like the last time we talked about. I was stating that about Drew Holiday. The Mavericks had no answer for him on the glass.
at all.
He's 6'4", man. Come on now, but
Yeah,
he's killing y'all on the glass. He's getting all the loose balls, the 50-50 balls. He's getting all these other
mhm,
things, and then he's making impact plays,
right.
timely impact plays.
Also
And I
plays.
exactly, and I think a lot of people just they overlook it because of the stardom that one person has or the person's name. And it's kind of like Jason Tatum played well. You know what I'm saying? He did play well. I don't think he played well enough to be the MVP. He could. I mean, you can make a case for him, but I think
Yeah,
it went to the right spot to me, honestly.
yeah. I agree. I mean, obviously it's early. I mean, the finals just ended last night.
Hmm.
But I mean, does this? I've already heard this is the start of a dynasty. I disagree with that. Um, I don't. I look.
Mm-hmm.
Boston is really they have a lot of great talent on that team. Does Al Horford
Yeah,
come back? Because now he's got one and he's been in the league what 18 years. Like,
yeah.
does Al Horford come back? Um, what's going on with Porzingis? Does I mean there's so many variables to it. Um, I think the East has gotten better, and I think let's say for example Philly stays healthy next season. Let's say Joel
Exactly,
Embiid
exactly,
and them
exactly.
boys get it and keep it together. Let's say Julius Randle comes back to New York and Bronson, Julius
Hmm.
Randle, and them boys stay healthy. Like
Yep.
it's so many variables. I cannot. I just don't believe in for one. I just don't believe anybody from the East in these times going back to back. I could be wrong, but I just
I
nobody from
really
the
don't
East.
see I really don't see many teams going back to back. To be honest with you, even in
Yeah.
the Western Conference, the way that everything is starting to be is,
Hmm.
and like other teams are just there's too much talent on the
Spread
teams.
out.
Like yes, just spread out. Like just for instance, like I don't hold nothing against Boston, but your road to the finals was paved with a lot, and it's part of the game. But there's a lot of injuries there.
Yeah.
There wasn't no Jimmy Butler on Miami. They had Jimmy Butler out. They had Terry Rozier out. Even though Miami's small, they need to find some way to get a little bit bigger to be
Bigger.
anything
Yeah.
competitive. Um, you get Donovan Mitchell goes down. Jared
Yeah.
Allen ain't playing in the next series, and they were actually playing pretty good ball against Boston for Cleveland
Yeah.
to be without star players.
Right.
Um, Halliburton goes down. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at that Pacers series, like just think about how many games the Pacers dropped in the last few minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When they were actually in control of everything. So it's like you got there, get definitely got there,
Yeah.
but you can't omit that there were some key players that y'all didn't have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And like real star players, we could say, well, Boston was out Porzingis. Porzingis is not. He's not needed for their crew like that. You know what I'm
Really, he
saying?
ain't. He
He
really ain't.
helps them out, yes,
Yeah.
definitely. But they play a lot of times without them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like they're good without Porzingis. So they're a strong group. New York banged up. They were the most banged up team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they were healthy, it would have been Boston, New York. It could have been if Joel Embiid was healthy the whole time, Boston, Philly. It could have been
Yeah.
something of those lines. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a lot of things. And so it's a lot of variables that went there. Now, I won't take nothing from Boston because they've been a good team consistently for years. So
Right.
it's not to take anything from them. They have the potential of a making of a dynasty, but
Right.
I don't put them there yet because I mean, I have to see them do it again
Yeah.
before
Yeah. Yeah.
I can even try to crown them as a dynasty. I see that they done made it. They made it to the finals 2 years ago. They come back last year. They miss it. They come back this year. They win it. That's great.
Right.
You know, let's run it back. Everybody, pump your brakes. Let's run it back one more time.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they can get to the finals next year, I'm willing to at least start a conversation. Now, if they win it next year, then you can kind of have that conversation. I
Session.
think you
Yeah.
need at least I think you need at least two to start
Yeah.
becoming a dynasty. Doesn't mean because it's the same with Denver. They talked about that last year with Denver when
Yeah.
they won theirs. Is this going to be a start of a dynasty? Here they go. They get bounced out of the playoffs early.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I need to see them do it again
Yeah.
before I'm ready to crown them with, oh yeah, this could be a good dynasty or something like that. Or if you do, like right now, they're 1-1 in the finals.
With this group. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so y'all made it to the finals 2 out of 3 years. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Make it next year. See what then we can start trying to see it. Okay, yeah, I can see y'all dynasty now. If y'all can win 2 out of 3, yeah, I can give y'all that. But
Yeah.
pump the brakes. They're a
Yeah.
really good team. But let's see what they do next season when you got people coming for you again. Now you got the
Right.
bullseye on your back. Now
On your
everybody is
back.
coming for you.
Yeah.
So
They
now
coming for
let's
you
see
now.
what you're gonna do. Now if you coming through next year, you got that bullseye on your back because you the reigning champions,
Yeah.
and you still busting butt. Then I'm gonna be like, okay,
Yeah.
we could talk about something now.
Well, you brought up Denver, and that's the thing. I think with the talent pool that we have in the league right now, it's gonna be. I don't think we're gonna see. Um, I think with the distribution of talent that we have right now on these teams, that this we're not gonna see these back to backs like that. We're just not gonna see it. And we may. I mean, who knows? But from what I can see, I mean, especially when you talk about, all right, you had a young OKC team, because
Mm-hmm.
there's no guarantee that that anybody from the East and the West are back in there. You know what I mean? So like, it's so
Yeah,
much talent out there. I mean, we don't. It's just it's because uh we're looking at, let's talk about Memphis without
John
their
Morant.
John Morant. You know what I mean? We know
Mm-hmm.
what he can do. Let's
Yep,
let's Minnesota young. You know what I mean? OKC
yep.
young. But just maybe just some of that experience takes them over the hump. Like, all right, we've been there. We know what we got to do next year. Let's see if we can get past surpass that. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I don't even, I mean, even who knows? Sacramento might, because Sacramento still has that young team. I know they got
yeah.
bounced out
Really
early
do.
this season, but they still have that core team,
Yep.
and maybe they learned something from this. Like, so it's not. And I'm not even. I didn't even mention Golden State. I mean, obviously we know that like their prime has surpassed or whatever, but anytime you got Curry, you know what I mean? You never know.
Yep.
I highly doubt that I think their run is over, but
I don't
it's
think it's coming to a close.
yeah, but it's definitely so much talent out here. I don't I here's the thing. I don't want to mention the Lakers. I'm a Laker fan, but I don't even think they know
Yeah.
what they really want to do right now. They don't even know who's going to be coach. They fired. Am I Darvin Ham? Am I a fan of Darvin Ham? No. Is it Darvin Ham's fault? No.
No.
Um, not completely. I think they fired Darvin Ham not knowing what the next move. It was just like fans were like, "Let's fire Darvin Ham." They fired Darvin Ham, and they're like, "Oh, who do we hire though?" And I please
Lakers problem isn't coaching.
no.
Lakers problem is they don't have the ability to team build. You you're talking about, and this is, and I'm tired of racking on LeBron, but let's just keep it one a buck 50. Every
Yeah,
time you see LeBron's teams, the one thing that they run into all the time is they can't team build around them. So why?
right.
Too many players want too much money. Nobody's willing to take a pay cut. They're always trying to get these superstar lineups, these big threes. When there is no funds to distribute around, you can never bring in some talent that is going to complement your squad.
Right.
This has been something with LeBron for years.
Yeah.
It's been even since back in Cleveland when he first started in Cleveland. Y'all do too good to get a good draft pick, but y'all paying, Joe Smo and all these other players so much money above what they really, to me personally, what a lot of them are valued really should be at. Because
Yeah.
any other team, they're not really going to be, I don't. You're overvaluing valuing some players,
Yeah.
or you're trying to get the big name players, and you come up with these blockbuster trades that
Hmm.
puts you cap hit for so many years. Now you
Yeah.
can't maneuver. You got to try to finagle your way around the cap room, cap space. LeBron's only gonna probably give you a 1-and-1 deal, maybe a 2-and-1 deal. He'll sign for a year with a player option, or 2 years with a player option, but he's
Right.
still getting max money. Anthony Davis is getting max money.
Money. Right.
They done paid. I think they pay Austin Reeves yet. I think so.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So he's getting paid, but you will overpay to try to keep a squad that y'all really can't. That's not meshing well. That's
Yeah.
been the problem with the Lakers for years. Westbrook was a bad investment there.
Yeah.
The numbers just wasn't right. Even regardless of the talent, the numbers weren't right.
Yeah.
They needed to actually do something like, okay, we got LeBron, we got Anthony Davis. We need to figure out a core around him. We don't need a big three. We
Yeah.
need these
A
two,
core.
and then we need to get them a great core of players around them. You
Right.
might not get. You might have to go after a fringe level all star, or what I'm saying, somebody that ain't on that big level that you can get. Make they run around with a team with no shooting, and you wonder why they losing games because you ain't got no shooters out there.
Yeah.
Like,
None.
you could have got Buddy Hield. He
Yep.
would have did something really well for him. Try to get something around that's not superstar talent, but just good enough that they're gonna be able to create. Give you depth. They don't have depth. That's their problem. They don't have depth. They got two
Mhm.
backs players on there. You overplay all these other players, or you do other stupid boneheaded things like, oh, let me trade this one player off to get the superstar player, not knowing that guess what? We just got rid of our whole entire bench. Like for them to
Yeah,
get Anthony Davis,
Davis. Yeah.
y'all got Anthony, and I get the thought process, but the problem is you gave away so many other assets. Look at
Hmm.
Brandon Ingram.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? See what he's blossomed into. Who else was a
Yep.
part of that deal? It was Brandon Ingram. It
Ingram.
was
Julius. No, Julius Randle had went to New York.
Randall left before then,
Yeah, before
which they
that.
should have
Yeah,
kept Randall too.
I
But
definitely think they should have kept Julius Randle.
yeah, but you're tearing down young talent for people that are seasoned.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have gave up Brandon Ingram for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis could stay healthy. The package, and let's just put it like this: the package deal. You know what I'm saying? If you could try to get Anthony Davis in like free agency or something with moving around parts and stuff, that's one thing. But to
Right.
trade away all your assets to try to get one big name player, nah, yeah, it did work out because of the whole lockout year. I mean, the COVID year, and
Yeah, the COVID
they
year, 2020.
bubble,
Yeah,
and
the
they had that
bubble. Yeah.
nice little rest to rest up, and then they won the championship. So you got a championship out of it.
Yeah.
But
They
what have
did.
you done since then?
Right.
You got a bad
Exactly.
investment with Russell Westbrook. Didn't work out. You
Yeah.
really didn't get anything else. Yeah, you got people like Austin Reeves that's come up. Rui Hachimaro, that's a pretty decent pickup from to be
That's a
honest, I
decent
think.
pickup. But
Uh
you know, we have nothing on the bench, really,
hmm
because sometimes with the rotation, Hachimura starts and Reeves
hmm
starts, right?
Yep.
So you got D'Lo,
That
Hachimura.
was a bad another
That was
pretty
right.
terrible pickup.
Yeah, because D'Lo will come out, and there might be a day where he gets you 25, and then it'll take him 5 more games to reach 25
Yeah.
points. Right
Yeah.
after that, so like that was just that was a reach. That was a reach.
Consistency.
I-
Y'all need
right.
consistency. Y'all need to be able to keep a good rotation. I think Darvin played a part in his own demise somewhere because his rotations he never could keep a
A
good
good road.
squad
Yeah.
on the court. Now,
Right.
some of it was due to injury,
Yeah,
because
that's
there was
true.
some players that y'all did pick up, like Vanderbilt was injured for a lot of times last year.
Yeah.
Then you had what's the boy y'all got from Miami, Gabe
Oh,
Vincent.
yeah.
Was it Gabe Vincent? Yeah, he
Yeah,
didn't play
Vincent, Gabe
much
Vincent.
because he was injured most of the year.
Yeah.
Those were good pickups, but they just weren't healthy. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
what do you do with the parts that you have? So what Darvin Ham did with what he had, I actually think he did it pretty good. Conference finals 1 year, then of course, yeah, unfortunately you get bounced out by the team that beat you the year prior. So it's not
Yeah.
like it's not. And on top of that, let's just keep it 100. Y'all should have blown Denver out,
Yeah.
bruh. Y'all should have blown Denver out. Y'all literally had double digit leads at halftime
Yeah.
every game.
Yeah. Just couldn't finish
So
them.
but the easy scapegoat is Darvin Ham.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well,
It's his fault. I mean, Anthony Davis, y'all ain't even giving him the ball at all. I don't think that's Darvin Ham saying don't give the ball to Anthony Davis, who is the hot hand
right.
out there.
Yeah.
So
And
it's just,
and then you want to bring in JJ Redick. What game plan does JJ Redick have? What has he showed us coaching wise? Nothing.
he's a coach. I didn't see that.
Well, no, but what I'm
No,
yeah, but
I ain't
yeah,
never seen his coaching resume.
exactly. No coaching resume, and you want him to come in and no. I know what it is. What it is your LeBron gonna be coaching on the
I
court.
know you was about to go do it.
Yeah, that's really what it is, and he know that JJ just gonna let him do it. All right, because look, I I don't my I'm critical because JJ Redick ain't showed us nothing. Like we don't know what he would be running. We don't know what kind of
Hmm.
players he wants. There ain't nothing. And they're talking about he could be signed this week to be the
I
Lakers
think
head
y'all,
coach.
because y'all blew by the Hurley deal,
Yeah.
because of
Hurley
that,
was smart.
I think the next person y'all needed to get, not JJ Reddick, they should have picked up Sam. They should go after Sam Cassell.
That's
Personally,
what I say. That's what I
personally,
say.
because
I agree.
what you're gonna get is a person that's been in the coaching position for years now,
Yeah.
ex player, been coaching for years, great mind of a coach. I think
Right.
anyway, and just they need that old school. They need somebody that they gonna be able to. They gonna have to respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't.
I agree.
I don't think, and I think a lot of problems is I don't think they're gonna respect JJ, regardless of this whole buddy thing. LeBron and JJ got a podcast right now. It's
Yeah.
buddy. So
Yeah.
it's just like now you look at it, it's like I don't think this is going to work because your coach shouldn't be your buddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like not to put it in these terms, but just as a comparison, your child should be your friend. You the
Exactly.
parent.
No, that's right. You the
You
parent.
know,
That's right.
yeah, you are the parent. Now you can do friendly things with your kid, you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
be, on that level to bond with them. But as a parent,
Yeah.
no, you do as I say. You know what I'm saying? I tell you don't do this, don't do this.
Yeah.
But because you're gonna run into this thing where you got somebody that's one either younger than LeBron because LeBron
Ron.
is the oldest on the team. He's younger
Yeah.
than LeBron. He's buddy with you. He ain't gonna be willing to step on or step over or coach you. LeBron ain't gonna really be want to be. He's already said that it's proven there's times where LeBron undermined his coaches. So
Yeah.
now
We
you
know
got
that
this
he'll do
person
that.
that, yeah, now you got this person that's never won a championship. Has he gonna tell you? He's gonna tell LeBron what to do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, is he gonna demand respect from LeBron? You know what I'm saying? Is he willing to get in LeBron's face when LeBron screws up?
Yeah.
No.
Because you don't
Uh,
want to jeopardize the podcast.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So it's bad business move to me. I would pick up Sam Cassell, somebody who I feel would be like, well, this is how we're gonna do things. You don't
Right.
want to do it this way? Well, go and sit on down. So
Yeah.
you got to
Exactly.
have people that's willing to do that, like willing to go against the grain of what upper management might think or whatever, or the player, because
Right.
you have to. You as the coach, this is your team.
Yeah.
LeBron ain't gonna get fired first. You
No.
are.
Heck no. Heck
So
no.
if I'm going into it, hey, look, bro, I'm the coach here. It's
Yeah.
either you do as I say, or guess what? You coming out, you sitting on this bench.
Yep. And that's the mindset. That's what they need, man. They need a tough coach. I don't think JJ Redick is it, man. Um and a bigger part in it too, man, is like, I know what LeBron has done over the last 20 years. I'm aware of
Mhm.
that, man, but it's one of them things where it's like we ain't- like we know LeBron wants to be the show. We know LeBron wants to be but even like I get it, Bronny, you want to be able to play on the same team as Bronny. He's at the training camp and all of that. But
Mhm.
honestly, that is a distraction.
Yeah.
That's a
Big time.
distraction.
Big time.
Like this ain't baseball when the Griffies, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
and
for
and
real.
yeah, it's man, it's different, man. It's a distraction. I don't like it for the Lakers. As a Laker fan, I just don't like it. I'm sure there's somebody out there that might think it's a good idea, obviously, but I'm just one where I'm like, nah, I think it's a bad look, and I just don't think it's gonna pan out.
Yeah.
Um, I'm with you on the Sam Cassell. He's been a coach, assistant coach in
For
this
years.
league for years,
Yeah. For
and
years.
good at it. Right? I don't even know how he hasn't gotten a head coaching position.
Hmm. But ain't no telling on that part.
Yeah,
for real. But
yeah.
yeah, for years he's been a part of the league like that. So I think that he should be the next head coach.
Me
I
too.
think they need to just go ahead and see. This is the thing about the whole. I'm with players. This we definitely know that nowadays it's more of a players' league. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So they're gonna do whatever it is they want to do to appease the players or give them more of the say so, things like that. But it needs to kind of stay in your place as a player.
yeah,
Your players need to be players. Coaches need now suggestions is one thing. Hey coach,
yeah.
let's do X, Y, and Z, and A, B, C, D, or whatever. That's one thing.
Right.
But you need to be in a position to where, as a player, trust your coach.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? This is the person that they put in to do X, Y, and Z and run with. Trust your coach.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know,
I think we
and
just
and
got
and
too many.
too
It's
many
too
Chiefs,
many
not enough
friendships.
Indians.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. That
Yeah.
too. It's too much of that. It's kind of like almost how Kyrie was with the Nets. He said
Yeah.
that we don't even need a coach.
Yeah.
What I seen on the court, y'all definitely needed a
Yeah.
coach.
Definitely need a coach. Yeah.
You
And
know what I'm
and
saying?
and Nash. I
And
think
he
it's gonna
wasn't
be
the
the
coach
same way
for
with
you.
Nash. I
Yeah,
think it's gonna be the same because they didn't respect Nash like that. And
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not even saying Nash is a terrible coach, but they didn't respect him. Um,
Facts.
and I
My
think
bad.
it's gonna be much of the same with JJ Redick, personally.
Yeah, I don't think JJ is going to be good for that job. And
Mm-mm.
I'm not saying that he doesn't have a good basketball mind.
Yeah.
I can't say that. I mean, I've listened to his takes sometimes and things like that. I think JJ, he could be a good X's and O's coach, but it's not for the Lakers.
No,
JJ
not for the
needs to
Lakers.
coach. He needs to coach
That's
like an Orlando or an
start out there,
OKC type thing,
or a
where it's
Cleveland.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah, a young squad to where they get just enough respect for you because you are
Hmm.
the coach, and they still look up to you. You still got seniority over them.
Right.
LeBron
Right.
is too big of a superstar for JJ to be a part of that. That podcast is gonna go falling into the dust
Yeah.
because
Yeah. I
you
mean,
know
that's
it,
just the
it,
reality of it.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
can't do that. You can't do that, and I don't think that's a good fit for him. I don't think that's a
Yeah.
good fit.
I agree with you. It's a lot. A lot that's gonna take place over the next week now that the season's over, and I'm excited to see what happens. I know right now. You know. You had mentioned we talked about salary cap and players
Hmm.
and players wanting money but not being able to. I know right now I'm looking at the NFL and I'm like, man, how these quarterbacks are getting some crazy money for doing nothing, for doing
Yeah,
nothing. You know
yeah,
who I'm, bro?
yeah. Talking about Trevor
Jacksonville, y'all
Lawrence.
tripping.
You talk about Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence
Yeah.
definitely ain't worth that.
Whew,
Yo, Trevor Lawrence numbers ain't even better than Daniels in New York. Like
mm.
they numbers is identical. You know what I mean? And you
You know
pay.
they. Yeah, it's terrible. But Daniels got overpaid too.
He
And
did. He
he's
did.
and he's okay. So here's the thing. I will say this when it comes to like if you was to compare them two, I do see Trevor Lawrence having a better upside than Daniels, and he's shown it. He's just shown to be a little careless, a lot really careless with the ball at times. A lot of
Yeah.
times. Not like Daniels, because Daniels just really be careless. And I think the thinking behind the Jaguars is let's continue to build behind Trevor Lawrence, number one pick in the draft. Let's continue to build with them. We got our
Yeah.
quarterback that we wanted. We don't want to search for another one for a while. They think that, well, if we get the right pieces around them, the investment will play itself out. Which I understand that thought process. At least he's shown that he can play. You know, is he worth the money? No. But he's going to always be, some people are going to be worth the money for the franchise that doesn't want to go out and search for this product again. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you're in a desperation mode, they don't want to look for another QB.
Yeah, no,
And
I get that.
so it's just like, well, we want to sew this guy up for years. Let's go ahead and put him under this contract here. Boom, get him out the way. And then we can kind of focus on everybody else. Bad decision, but I guess at the end of the day, it's better than just going, well, here's a contract year for him. He ain't got no contract for him. Are we going to lose him to free agency?
I get that.
You know, I think that's where they was coming from on that standpoint. But yeah, that money was ridiculous, bro. Like he ain't even. I mean, he's had flashes, but
And hey, and Jerry Jones right now is like, dang it, because Dak's like, oh, well, if Trevor Lawrence is getting that based on what
uh
he's done,
huh, yeah.
uh, your boy needs
No,
more.
no, 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 no. Let that tell it. I ain't playing for the money. It ain't never been about the money. It ain't
Yeah,
never been
right.
about the bag. Okay, so it ain't
Yeah,
about the bag. Then why you ain't got a contract right now? Why you ain't stick the
exactly,
contract? Cause you about that bag,
exactly.
bro. You looking
Yep.
at that man, you like, oh, he got big dollars. Oh, I need to get that. I was
I need
MVP
to get that.
caliber. Yeah, you need
Can't
this.
nobody tell me Dak didn't see that and be like, oh, okay, I'm about to get paid.
Oh yeah, he did. He did.
And Dallas has to try to pay three people right now.
That's why Dak's not gonna get the money. I don't think he's
So
gonna get the money.
so what should Dallas do?
Personally, you need to go ahead and pay Michael Parsons. You need to go ahead and sign up CD Lamb because CD Lamb's going to cost a lot. He doesn't see what Justin Jefferson
That's
got. So
yeah.
CD
That
Lamb's
that
going to
that
ask for a lot.
too. That
You
too.
know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
Yeah.
honestly, it's like, I look at it from this perspective. Yeah, quarterbacks are hard to replace. Very hard to replace.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I'd rather have a good receiver, a great player on defense. I'd rather sew up more of good players
Yeah.
than throw all my resources into a QB and I can't sign anybody else or I can't re-sign my good players again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lose skill positions, no matter
Yeah.
what skill position it is, because you ain't gonna find very many pass rushers like a Michael Parsons.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? You're not
You
gonna
won't.
find CD Lamb don't grow on trees.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm not a big overly great CD Lamb. My eyes light up with dollars. I like a star
Yeah.
symbol. But let's just be 100 with him. The
Yeah.
boy can ball. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You
Yeah. No, he
don't
can.
get
Absolutely.
it. So, and I'm not going to take anything from Dak. I don't like Dak. I don't like the Cowboys. I hate the
Oh yeah,
Cowboys. Who cares
we
about the
both don't
Cowboys?
like we
Whatever.
both hate the Cowboys.
But
Yeah.
I think Dak does. He hasn't. To me, it's like I don't care about regular season.
Yeah. It's
It's
the
great that you can
playoffs.
win in the regular season, but what can you do in the playoffs when it counts? You ain't showed me that you can play.
Yep.
You know, and then when you're going against teams that are of your caliber or more,
They beat
I
you.
seen what happens.
Yeah.
I seen what happens when you went up to San Fran.
Yep.
Not once but twice.
Yep.
Regular season, beat down. Playoffs, beat down.
Beat
I
down.
mean, it's just
Yeah.
like, can you beat these teams? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I seen like Dak.
I
I
saw
seen
how
him.
Green
I
Bay
seen
did
him.
y'all.
Yeah,
And yeah,
Green Bay with Jordan
yeah,
Love.
with
He
Jordan
ain't
Love.
played a snap really until last year. He's technically a rookie.
Yeah.
And he balled out against you, your boy. Now,
Yeah.
graded. It's not all Dak's fault. That was definitely a defense couldn't play for nothing game.
Yeah.
So,
Very
so,
true. Very true.
so I think the problem with the Cowboys, yeah, they got a big problem. But if I was somebody like Dak Prescott and you was looking at other players around the league, if you was really about your team, I don't like Tom Brady. I can't stand Tom Brady. He got on my nerves just as much as the
Hmm.
Cowboys. But
Yeah.
Tom Brady never played for big time money.
Nope.
They never
Because
had a great team around him, but they had a team that fit their scheme. Let's
right.
just keep it 100. So,
Yeah.
but they played their skill. They paid their skill players. Tom Brady never got the highest paid contract. He took pay cuts for years.
Yeah.
If you're really about winning, Take the pay
That's what it
cuts.
takes. That's what
You
it
done made
takes.
your money. Take the pay
Yep.
cuts. They done paid you the last little. Take a pay cut, or you know, give them a reasonable. Come up with something that's reasonable to where okay, I need because as a player, you should look at it like, especially a quarterback. I need a receiver.
Yep. I need somebody to
I'm a
throw the
QB.
ball
I
to.
need a receiver. Yeah, I need
Hmm.
somebody I could throw the ball to. I need a tight end, somebody I could check it down to, a running back that can catch out the
Check it
backfield.
down.
I
Yep.
need I need this lineman that's gonna block for me. I need
Hmm.
everybody here. All my
Yep.
positions, I need these players, especially the good ones.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all, this is what we're gonna do because I want to win. Let me go ahead and I'll take the. I won't take the max money. We're gonna work
Nope.
out a nice little friendly. We're gonna work out a good deal. Might not be extremely team friendly, but team friendly enough to where
Right.
we gonna eat. We gonna play. We gonna get out here. We gonna, I need y'all. That's how you show
Right.
your people I need you, and that's how everybody really should be. But we know people are in it for the money. So,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
if
Because
you are somebody like Dak and you open up your mouth and say I never played for the money, but then you still ain't signing or re-signed a contract, it goes to show that you about your money.
money. Yeah. Which is
You can tell
understandable
your
to a point.
agents.
I know you want your guarantee
Yeah, it
money.
is.
Yeah, I know you
Yeah.
want your guarantee money, but like if you just came off of a big contract, you know what I mean? Like it ain't like he
Mm-hmm.
didn't just have a monster contract. You're like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you got to be willing to take 50 million less. Like
Something.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
something.
take 50 million less over 3 years or whatever, and make sure that hey, I got my CD Lamb. Me and him did some big things last year. Let's keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Micah Parsons was huge last year. Let's keep that going. But
Mm-hmm.
like you said,
But th-
for some
but
people,
this leads me to
and
believe that are you really invested in the Cowboys?
yeah, that too, that
It's
too.
another
Let him
thought
tell it he
process.
is. Let him tell it he
Okay.
is.
Yeah, they
You
all
know,
say that. They all
yeah,
say that until
that's
they
true.
not.
That-
You know what I'm
You
saying? Till
know,
that money don't look like what you want it to be, you ready to move on.
few have showed that they're willing to take less to for the betterment of the team. Few have
Yeah,
shown.
for real. For
So,
real. Because these
and I
contracts
know,
are getting crazy.
oh, they're getting ridiculous, man. But the one position that's getting devalued is running back, man. Nobody
Always.
respects the
And it's
running
still
back.
in the fact of the matter, the funny part is running back still should be almost as valuable as a quarterback.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
personally believe that. Yeah, because we done gone to a passing league, everybody done forgot. But
Hmm.
you've seen the teams that run the ball. Look at San
Yep.
Francisco. They run the
Yep.
ball.
Run the ball.
Even the Chiefs ended up getting a decent running game.
Yep. I mean, so
It's like,
let's look at some of the top offenses last year. Detroit ran the ball a lot.
mhm.
Two
Yep,
back system ran the ball a lot.
yep,
Uh,
yep,
the Rams, we started when we evened up that run game. That's when things opened up. Like you said, the
yep,
Niners.
yep.
What's his
Baltimore.
name? Pacheco in Kansas City. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, um, so
Baltimore was another one that ran the ball.
Baltimore is another one. The run game was huge, and
Yes.
though that's what we've seen, even with when Cincinnati, when they were winning, Joe Mixon was critical run game.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
so
Not only that, but look at Pittsburgh.
same
Pittsburgh had
thing.
literally virtually no offense, but you know what they
Offense,
did have? They had a
run.
decent running game.
Yep,
It's just like we want to devalue running backs so bad, but they're still extremely valuable to a team.
yep,
Running that football opens up the passing game. That has
yep.
always been a key component in football. Since the beginning of the time, run the football
Hmm.
that's going to stack the box. That's going to lead you to be able to throw over the top.
Oh yeah, facts,
It's
and
like
that's just what it
it's
is.
been known for it. Like y'all, if people really, I think they get this whole passing league thing. But if you ever look at Tom Brady never really he wasn't a big throw the ball down the field type person. What he did,
Mm-hmm.
dink and dunk for years.
Yeah.
That's almost a run. That's literally a run. Like
Yeah.
you a little 5 out or a little wide receiver screen or you know these little routes that they run, these flare in just out in the open, just dink and
Yeah.
dunk real quick, get it out of your hands real quick, boom, 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 boom. You
Well,
get
that's
five
why the
here,
slot
five
was
there.
so important. That's why the slot receiver was so
Exactly.
important.
It did. And then the other thing that people don't really realize, they had running backs.
Yep.
They weren't
They
big name
did.
running backs, but they had running backs because as they dink and dunking all day long, it led all kinds of runs that they would pull off that were big chunk yards
It
that they got from their running back.
it
Sonny
allowed the
Michelle.
tight ends to get upfield. Oh
Yep.
yeah, Sony Michelle was huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Sony Michelle.
that running
Sony
back
Michelle was huge.
is should be still as important as it's always been. But whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me show me a team that's gonna win without a running back. I mean,
Yeah.
Casey kind of
We,
did it, but you know,
yeah, but
but
they
they still
actually
kind of
still
have a running back.
they had yeah they had a decent run game because I want to
Hmm.
say throughout the playoffs he averaged like 4.1 yards per carry when he carried. That's a lot.
It's huge. That's
Yeah.
huge. That keeps you ahead of the sticks
Yep.
every time. If you
Yep.
get 4 yards every time, I will take 4 yards every play. Because
Yep.
guess what? I'm getting a first down every third down.
Yep.
It's- I'm setting up with a
Exactly.
third
Take
and
the
two
stick.
versus a third and two versus a third and six, a third
Yep.
and nine, or something like that.
Yep.
I'm taking it
Yep.
every time. And
Yeah. No.
if you look at this is how important that run game is. Look at San Francisco. We lost the Super Bowl because we stopped running the ball.
Yep. That's what did it. That's exactly what did it. That's exactly what did it. Look, you
Yeah,
stop running the ball.
stop
So
running the ball both
s-
times.
speaking of San Francisco, so y'all done with Brandon Ayuk?
Don't get me
Y'all don't
started
want him
on
no
that.
more. Y'all
Don't
don't
get
want
me
him no more.
started.
That's what he said. Y'all don't want him no
See,
more. They don't want me no
this
more.
is look. This is see. You gonna make me leave the stream.
They
You gonna make me leave the stream.
don't
No,
want me no more.
no, what we want you to do is sign on a dotted line with something that's reasonable for the team.
That's realistic. Yeah, I got you.
Damn all
Yeah,
that. We
that's
don't want you anymore. We will
yeah,
definitely love to keep you, but
yeah,
we're gonna have to pay Brock Purdy. Um,
yeah.
like it comes into that one little thing again, like with Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence. We gonna especially with the 49ers, we need our quarterback. We need a quarterback.
Hmm.
Purdy has been extremely great. We just
Hmm.
paid Debo last year.
Yeah,
We just paid Nick Bosa like literally
Bosa.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
Now we're gonna have to pay Brock Purdy. Then we got to try to pay you, and you're gonna require this
Christian
huge amount of
McCaffrey just got
money.
his.
Yeah, which understandable. He is
Well, he
literally,
earned it though. Yeah,
yeah, he's the heart and
totally.
soul of that, best player on the team.
Yeah,
I love Debo, and it shows that when we didn't have him, we were taking L's.
hmm
So
for
when you
real.
talk about impact players, and this is just to put it in perspective, when you talk about impact players, we lost Debo Samuels and we took L's.
Yeah,
I don't know a game we lost that we didn't have Brandon Ayuk involved in.
yeah, that's true.
I like it.
Even when he was injured, y'all
Yeah, I
still
like Ayuk. I
yeah,
like Ayuk. I would love to keep Ayuk,
yeah,
but I mean, come on, man. You're not. You've had maybe one, two breakout years. Last year, you kind of broke out because they were all. Everybody was looking at you like he ain't
yeah,
got
yeah.
good work ethic. He wasn't doing. So last year you broke out. This year you had a really good year.
Right, right, right,
Pump your brakes. You're not getting Justin Jefferson money. Pump your brakes. Humble yourself. Come down,
right.
and just do a deal that you know is gonna get you a good pay. I
Yeah,
ain't counting nobody's pockets, but if y'all really, it's like they don't want me. Do you want to be a 49er?
yeah,
I'm tired of players always trying to spin that narrative saying that other teams don't want you anymore. Do
Yeah.
you really want to be a part of the team? If you
Yeah.
did, why are you trying to make it hard for them to resign you?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't you showing up to OTAs even when you don't have a new contract in place? You
Right.
still under your rookie contract.
Contract. Yeah.
So you still got money coming in, but you want a new deal. Now you ain't coming to OTAs, mandatory stuff. You missing all
Yeah.
this stuff out there, and you talk about we don't want you there. No, you don't want to be there. If you
Right.
don't want to be there, then well, I
Yeah.
think the 49ers should just trade you and get something better. Get
Get
or
some.
at least
Yeah.
get some assets out of you and
Yeah.
let another team deal you with a deal.
Yeah. Exactly. That's it. Yeah, I agree, man. These some of the and I get it. Some players earn it. Christian McCaffrey is one that he's earned it, and I mean like these are professional players, right? And I get it.
Hmm.
You know, they're the big aspect is the money and how they can be able to provide for their family for a lifetime. But
Man,
especially these players that have had big contract once and they're looking for another. Um, like if you're about winning and you're on a team, if you're like a team like Dallas that has consistently gone and lost in the playoffs, and you have that quarterback has to be thinking, I want to keep going. I've had a big contract once. I'll take a $50 million pay cut, and I'm just throwing that out for example. I'll take a $50 million pay cut if it means that we can keep this solid core together, right?
yeah,
And Ayuk should be, if I'm Ayuk, I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, I do want to be re-signed. I want another contract. I want a little bit more guarantee money, but the numbers that he's asking for is, for one, you're not a number one. You're not even a number one. You know what I mean? So that
yeah,
already is an issue. You want me to pay you number one money, but you're not the number one. Like that don't you can't really think that you're gonna get that.
yeah,
You're not being realistic. And
yeah. And
that's
then on top of that, you 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 ain't Justin Jefferson.
nope.
You ain't you
CD
ain't
Lamb.
Jamar Chase or CeeDee Lamb. Now
Nope.
you can be as sometimes you do go off. Now
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah,
going
he had a couple
shortchange his
games this
skills.
year where he went off.
The boy can ball. He can
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
But you ain't getting their type of. If you're looking for a Justin Jefferson contract, you just need to go ahead and just go ahead and leave. Cause,
Yeah.
bruh, you're not that. You are not that. Justin Jefferson changes the game.
Game.
That's
Yeah.
why he got his contract.
Yeah.
He's a game changer. That's your
Yeah.
Devontae Adams, your Justin Jeffersons, your Jamar Chases, even your CD Lambs. They changed the game.
Yeah. They
Brandon
have to
Ayuk,
do
you are
different
literally
things.
a good player. You're a good player. You're a great receiver. You're a good
Yeah.
receiver. But I mean, if you want to be there, you'll be there. If you don't, you'll continue to do what you're doing right now and
Yeah.
continue to try to blast people on social media and start talking like we don't want you there. I doubt the 49ers don't want you there. They
Yeah.
want you there. Do you want to
Yeah.
be there? And that's
Yep.
the thing about these players. And to me, we hear the things about, well, I understand guaranteeing your money, especially, you know, because we know one injury is going to kill your next contract. We already know
Right.
this.
Oh
So I
yeah.
can understand you trying to sew up your money there.
You guarantee.
But
Yep.
I don't want to hear the whole I need to take care of my family. Dude, y'all are getting paid more money in this league now than has ever been done in the history of football.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And a lot of these players are maintaining. Some aren't, but it's all in how you manage and invest
Yeah,
your money,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Stop. Don't spend your money on something stupid. You be all
Yeah.
right.
I mean, look at what Chad Johnson did. He's like, rents. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna live at the facility. What would he do? The first 2 years he lived at the facility.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Yeah.
that.
Be smart. That's all it
Yeah.
is. It's about being smart. But yeah,
Yep. Be
I would
frugal.
like to see Ayuk in a 49er jersey, but I won't lose sleep if he leaves. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't want to lose Debo. That's the one I don't want to lose. But
Yeah.
because he's a game changer. He's like
I,
Christian McCaffrey. They're game
yeah.
changers. They change the
Yeah.
game
Game.
every
Yeah.
time they
That's it.
touch the ball.
Yep. and it's hard to say as a as a Rams guy, but
yeah,
but
and y'all gonna I gotta see how y'all defense gonna do without Aaron Donald.
I know
Appreciate
it,
you,
but
Aaron Donald. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
a lot of quarterbacks are happy about
You know what
that.
I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
happy. Yeah,
a lot of
yeah. I
quarterbacks
hope
are happy about that.
and I hope you ain't teach somebody else on your team to be as good as you.
Hey, we finna see what what's his name, Kobe Turner, and we picked up
Mm-hmm.
Verse, and we had a solid draft, so we gonna see what it's talking about. I feel like we might be all right, but we gonna see. I actually picked I actually I did a thing where I picked the wins and losses next year for the Rams. I
Uh huh.
wanna I want to do that for the Niners. Get the Niners schedule, get their schedule, and we're gonna go over they we're gonna next time we're gonna sometime in the near future we're gonna go over their schedule just for funsies. Obviously we
Oh
know
yeah,
it's some
most
things that's
deaf.
gonna be changed, and then before the season we'll do it right before the season start. We'll do it again after preseason or something, but for funsies we need to get the
Yeah.
49ers schedule and go over the wins and losses.
Oh yeah,
I
most
did honest.
definitely.
The Rams gonna have five losses. I'm realistic. We're gonna have five losses, but we're gonna still be dominant. It's gonna
I
be
feel like
us at the top though. Us at
if
the
I was
top.
to if I was to preliminarily do it right now, just without looking at the schedule, we're going 13-4.
13-4. Okay.
Going 13-4. We win in the division again.
Well,
Yeah, we win in the division again.
okay.
We win in the division again. Will
Uh,
we win in it? We ain't worried about Aaron Donald no more. We win in the division again.
that's
Okay. Aaron Donald has now
good.
become my favorite Ram of all time. Of all time.
Because he ain't
That's my
there no
dog.
more.
That's my dog. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my dog. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you jamming and chopping it up with me for the hour.
Oh, most deaf.
we'll be back next week. I'm gonna shoot you some topics that we can talk that we can discuss next week, man. We'll go over 'em.
All right, that's what's up.
All right, man. Thank y'all for listening to the Fundamentals podcast. Peace.
Peace.